this camera, which is on top of my laptop, doing its thing. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this for the time being. So my people, here we are, the very last of all 4 of the videos that I have done over this past weekend. Loving it. I gotta admit it was intense. Okay, gotta admit that. And so here we are doing Sagittarius here on Sunday afternoon, Sagittarius, which is my sign. I am a Sag. Ooh, I forgot to do. Let me do this. There we go. Welcome to the Sagittarius and all who love you, Sagittarius. All right. So blessings, everybody. Peace and love. And thank you all for stopping by here at the Mastery Channel, where we are committed to bettering ourselves. Okay. We are committed to overcoming all the different issues and whatever this, that, and the other, and whatever's going on with us, because we want to be self-mastered. That's it. We want to have control over our own lives. We want to be able to move and groove the way we want to, okay? And, we don't want to be the victims of everybody, okay? We want to be in control of ourselves. And so we use whatever is available to us. You know what? I'm going to take this off and put it on my wrist. We're going to use whatever is available to us. Let's see if I can actually do this. Yes. We're going to use what we have. And just so happens that astrology is a really good one, okay? In terms of being able to help yourself and know yourself and be yourself. Okay, let me now put this on my wrist instead, because I'm loving it on my wrist. So that's why I read from the astrology books. That's why I've always done it. I was going to say a number, but it hasn't been a number. I've done 2 or 3 different astrology book readings. It's just so. This is a Rhodonite crystals, and they are usually pink and dark gray, black. The little blue pieces between, I'm not sure what those are. I know they're not lapis lazuli, or I would not have been able to afford to buy this. It's just some pieces between it, but these are supposed to be Rhodonite, I believe. Yeah, we just want to be our better selves. We want to have a good life. We want to enjoy our life now. Okay, we don't want to wait until we're 70 years old. Okay, and it just so happens that if you don't know yourself, and I hope you guys can hear me. Nobody's here just yet. I'm hoping that this is working. But it just so happens that when you don't know yourself, the negative stuff comes in and takes over. It would be so much better, so much cooler if you might not have any self-knowledge, but the positive things come and takes over. It doesn't work like that for whatever reason. But anyway, we want to overcome those difficulties in life, okay? And on this day, right now in this space, we're dealing with astrology. Do It Yourself Astrology by Lynn Burke Beck. All right. And his books are very beautiful. They all have this particular look to them. And his information is just very good. It's very good. So I said we was going to do Sagittarius, right? And now I have to stand before the flames. You know what I'm saying? Because since I am a Sagittarian, we're going to see what this whole thing is all about for real, for real. Wow, I'm waiting for somebody to come and show themselves, but in the meantime, I'm going to keep it going. If anything goes wrong, we can just redo this. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. We can do it again, okay? I ain't worried about it, okay? So, my people, Sun in Sagittarius. The essence is living through seeking. And that's going to be the deal for Sagittarian. I see seeking. Okay, so the Sagittarian is the adventurer And the opener of ways. I like that. The opener of ways. I resonate with that. The opener of ways. Okay, so what is it all about? Okay. Sagittarius is probably the most positive sign of the zodiac. I would say, yeah. For the simple reason that you see life as an opportunity. So it never matters just how hard the road ahead might look, for it is still a road. Okay. And roads go places. Yes. That's it. Sagittarians rules and loves the highways, literal and symbolic. Yes. Your sense of going places also gives you a strong sense of history and culture and of where things are bound. This sense of trend can keep you abreast or ahead of the times or locked into some subculture that's had its day. Okay. You can be embarked upon some genuinely spiritual quest or merely be trendy. In any event, you are adept at furthering anything and anyone that you believe in, but be careful not to take over everything and everyone in the process. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Don't take over everything and everyone. All right. Or others will ultimately find your enthusiasm tiresome rather than awesome. Okay. I'm paying close attention to this. Okay. Belief is a key word for Sagittarius, and you are as believable as what you believe in. The dualistic nature of your sign, the centaur, animal, and human, can make you appear hypocritical, clutching the pearls that I just took off my neck. As one moment you aspire to the divine with high flown theories and philosophies, and the next you get down with the beastly best. He said it like that too. You get down with the beastly best of them in order to keep Earth. I don't know what he means by that. I don't. You are thus seeking to marry the spirit with the flesh and reveal the one in the other, which is what your adventurous nature is really about. Okay, Sagittarius. You have the power to proliferate. So, attaching too much importance to the material side of life can either cause the physical rapidly to go out of control, such as in your becoming grossly overweight, or mean that you are denied something money cannot buy. All right. In whatever sphere or at whatever level you are functioning, Sagittarius, you have a marvelously intuitive grasp of how life works. You are the manager of the zodiac, the manager of the zodiac. Okay. And being half horse, you cover a lot of ground and get to know the lie of the land. You also require the freedom and possess the energy to do this. It is your libidinous drive that also creates your main trouble, for such galloping, get up and go can find you overstretched, okay, overbearing, and overconfident. Sagittarius has the peculiar problem of the superiority complex, and you will resort to equally peculiar tactics to give yourself a more human stature. In other words, because you are so aware of how society as a whole is shaping up, you have a comparatively weak sense of how you feel personally. Hmm. So you resort to rubbing others up the wrong way in hope of getting some kind of a personal reaction. Hmm. You also do this in order to get to the underlying truth of a given situation. Yeah, I can say that about myself. rub someone the wrong way. Uh, Johnny Gill said rub you the right way, but we Sagittarians rub you the wrong way. Sorry about that, okay? I'm sorry, you guys. This can be very effective, for it clears the air. Let's read that again. So you resort to rubbing up others the wrong way in hope of getting some kind of a personal reaction. You also do this in order to get to the underlying truth of a given situation. This can be very effective, for it clears the air and opens up the way ahead. Like an archer charioteer with a team of 4 spirited horses, you have great power at your disposal. If you let the horses run wildly, you have a great ride followed by a great crash, as a result of which you are torn apart. Mhm. With reins held lightly in touch with your animal drive and with a high target to aim at, for Sagittarius, anything is possible. Okay, I was getting ready to say, where is he going with that? With reins held lightly, in touch with your animal drive, and with a high target to aim at, for Sagittarius, anything is possible. All right. All right. So the sun in Sagittarius in the transformer, my people. I like to show this to you so you can see what I'm doing. This goes in a cycle from positive to negative, then you go down from problem to solution, and then you come back up. And that's the way we read that, okay? So let's see, what about this sun in Sagittarius? What does it mean, okay? The positive is that you are benevolent, you're generous, you're enthusiastic, and you're jovial. But the negative is you promise too much. You're excessive, you're overzealous, and overbearing. I got to look up the word overbearing. What is this? What are you saying? Okay. Overbearing. What's that mean? I'm not quite overbearing definition.
According to Merriam-Webster, 1a, tending to overwhelm, overpowering, had to deal with his overbearing mother. B, decisively important, dominant, didn't think it was the overbearing consideration here, J.S. Cooper. 2, harshly and haughtily arrogant, the mayor's overbearing manner of dealing with employees.
I didn't ask for all of that, Siri. Tending to overwhelm and overpower, or be dominant, or harshly and haughtily arrogant. I don't feel like none of that. I don't know. Maybe you other Sagittarians feel that way? Well, I'm on the cusp of Capricorn, so I don't know. Negative promises too much, excessive, overzealous, overbearing. Well, what's the deal? What's the problem? Too many irons in the fire. Others look askance at you and have no time for you. And looking askance at somebody is just another way of saying giving somebody the side eye. Look askance at you. Have I been getting side eyes? I have no idea. I hope not. Okay, the solution would be sure you have a product to match your advertisements. Is it for a fact or for effect? Okay, I'm listening. Okay, I'm listening, you guys. So, more positives with the sun in Sagittarius. You're optimistic, you're lucky, you're farsighted, and you're a positive thinker. But in the negative, you're blind to the details. Jammy, I don't know what that means, okay? Jumps to conclusions, cocksure. I'm not relating to this. I'm not, okay? So the problem would be you're feeling lost and disillusioned. You're out of gas, okay? No map and no compass. Wow, that's a hot mess right there. You're just floating. You don't know what's up, okay? The solution would be there's always a direction in which to head. And a 1,000-mile journey began, and a 1,000-mile journey begins with the first step. Okay, you got to be focused on something that you're trying to do, somewhere you're trying to go. Okay, so that you can use all that jovial energy to a good effect. All right, you're not just out here yakking it up, making a lot of noise and stuff like this. Okay, so more positives with the sun in Sagittarius. You're stimulating, you're outspoken, you're colorful, you're open and honest. Okay, or in the negative, you're contentious, inconsiderate, exaggerative, and embarrassing. I don't know what to say. I don't feel any of that at all. It doesn't resonate with me. Okay. What could be the problem? I mean, it might resonate with others. Do you feel that maybe there's a little bit of contentiousness in there, inconsiderate, exaggerative, and embarrassing inside of your personality? I don't. In a negative, Sag? I don't know. Well, the problem could be this: others cease to confide in you or to take you seriously. What was warm now burns. And there's the rub. This author, I need to do a chart on him. What is he's real funny with the way he writes this stuff out, the way he breaks it all down. He must be a Sagittarius himself, you know. Anyway, the solution would be your target area is way beyond the boring, but just short of the unbelievable or the unbearable. Okay, you got to dial it back, Sag. You got to dial it back. That's what they're saying. I don't know. Okay. So, more positives with the Sagittarius. You're able, you have good judgment, you're honorable, and you're mobile. Or in a negative, you're boastful, you're moralizing, okay, you're pompous and volatile. Pompous and volatile. So they're saying, I mean, in a negative, a Sagittarian can really be quite an a-hole, you know, quite the a-hole. You know, in a negative, you know, wow, boastful, moralizing, pompous, and volatile. That's fiery. Yeah. All right, what's the deal? Problem. You can't move. Your feet are set in the concrete of dogma or are not touching the ground at all. You're stuck. You're not grounded, Sagittarius, okay? You're stuck in dogma. Dogma is a terrible thing. You can't prove dogma is unprovable. So with that, you just pound it on people, you know. That's why they say sometimes religions can be dogmatic, you know. There's nothing that can be proven for real, or at least scientifically. So, what's the solution to this? Okay, look down and you go down. Look up and you go up. That's so basic and easy. You know that ruts make poor runways. Okay. I do talk a lot about ruts. Look down and you go down. That's all there is to it. Look up and you go up. All right. You know that ruts make poor runways. Okay. And a rut will be made in a situation if you are dogmatic. That's just going to create a rut. It's going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. It's a bad deal. All right. So more positivities for you, Saggy. Okay. You're expansive. You're adventurous, you're carefree, and you're vitalistic. All right. Or if you're in the negative, you're scattered, you're irresponsible, careless, and lascivious. I need to look that word up. I've seen that word enough times. Let's look. Lascivious definition.
Here's the definition of lascivious: of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire.
That's not me. That ain't me, baby. Lascivious. They must be talking about the male Saggies. Okay, you men, y'all gotta stop that lasciviousness. Okay, you guys are talking about Samuel L. Jackson or somebody like that. Frankie Beverly, one of them kind of people. Who are Sagittarians. Scattered, irresponsible, careless, and lascivious. Okay, so what's the deal? Problem. You're exhausted and you're exhausting. You're exasperated and you're exasperating. Okay, you're frustrated and you're frustrating. Yeah, that's real negative. That's some real negative Sagittarian energy right there. I've never experienced that kind of stuff. I don't know what they're talking about with that. Okay, so the solution, focus upon one thing that will satisfy you. Okay, be true to it, and it will be true to you. You got to focus in. I guess that's what it is. You get scatterbrained. Yeah, I can say that about myself. I'm scatterbrained. Yeah, I'm scatterbrained. I'll have a whole bunch of different things, whole bunch of irons on the fire. Yes, even right now, I want to dip back into my tarot decks, which are just right beyond your vision right there. you know but I'm dealing with astrology. Let me stay focused in astrology. I've already done religion, Christianity specifically. Yeah, okay, I can understand that part. All right, so that's the sun in Sagittarius. Okay, let's go to the moon in Sagittarius. I don't know. I'm not reading this very well because I don't relate to anything in it. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, my people. I am so sorry about it. I'm just reading it. Somebody else needs to read the Sagittarian part rather than a Sagittarian. Okay, so the moon, I don't have a moon in Sagittarius, so let's see what that might bring more up, and I'll be a better reader for this. The essence of the moon in Sagittarius is a security through seeking, a need to roam, the gypsy soul. Ooh, I like that. The gypsy soul, a need to roam. All right, this is the lunar position of the soul that has sought for a long time. You are the natural philosopher, the habitual seeker. However, it is actually through habit that you may have forgotten that seeking is your greatest need, that you must find a system of belief or a mission that will guide and give meaning to your life. In the process of seeking, you may well have to learn to make the distinction between your own beliefs and those that you were taught or that were bred into you as a child, okay? Because you naturally prefer your spiritual or religious beliefs to be kept fluid and free, any dogmatic indoctrination in the past can be reacted against later, when you may completely reject any kind of spiritual or ethical code, or can result in your becoming even more dogmatic. Okay, now this is a moon energy in Sagittarius, okay? And being dogmatic is just holding on to a certain way, even though it's not something that can be proven, you know one way or the other. You just believe in it. It's belief. Sometimes belief is not really enough, okay? But for your security's sake, some kind of faith or philosophy is required. Insisting on being without any, a dogma in itself, is tantamount to cutting off your nose to spite your face, okay? You are also a gambler looking for the big chance, the unique, the ideal, which ultimately could only be yourself. Okay. Without risk taking, nothing is discovered or gained. All right. A phrase that could be your personal motto. Without risk taking, nothing is discovered or even gained. And they say, you hear this being said all the time, you got to take a risk, even though it's dangerous to take a risk. On the other hand, you can get into the habit of taking risks for the hell of it. Wow, okay. As a kind of compensation for not taking more calculated risks in aid of furthering your quest, or initially, of just discovering the nature of the quest itself, okay? Taking risks just for the hell of it. That's no good either. Moon in Sag, okay? You are basically a positive person and you maintain that positivity most easily in a changing environment. No matter what darkness falls across your path, you will magically find a new direction to take and will come up smelling like roses. As you believe in providence, so she looks after you, okay? Equally refreshing is your natural inclination to be spontaneous and outspoken. You clear the air and the way whenever confusion or despondency reigns. Wow. So Sagittarius in the moon energy really flows in a really nice way. I like the way that energy in the moon works. It does something real magical for it. It turns you into a gypsy, reminding me of what's her name? Stevie Nicks. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. Listen, if it wasn't for Siri, I tell you what. Stevie Nicks' birthday.
Stevie Nicks was born on May 26, 1948.
All right, well, she's a Gemini. And that might as well mean that she's a Sagittarius. Okay, yes. All right. However, cheerful and optimistic as you are in company, unless you discover where such feelings are coming from, you can sometimes feel hollow and empty when on your own. Okay. At root, you have an almost mystical sense of life's story, that it is all going somewhere, okay, and coming from somewhere too. It is this innate and primitive faith that allows you to see the light at the end of the tunnel when others are stumbling and crestfallen. This sense also gives you the desire to embrace more and more of life's meanings and experiences. To inhibit such a natural urge can give rise to blind indulgences and listlessness. Wow. Okay, so at all costs, if your feet feel itchy, Sagittarius moon, hitch your caravan to the brightest star, your most inspiring thought, feeling, and embark upon another chapter in your life's history. Okay. Moon and Sagittarius, quite interesting. Okay, so the transformer. Let's go through this transformer, my people. So the positives, okay, with a moon in Sagittarius is that you're philosophical, you're enthusiastic, you're cheerful, and you have a sense of fun. But the negatives would be you're unrealistic, you're restless, you're hysterical and irresponsible. Okay. And I guess the hysterical part comes because it's a feminine moon energy and then connected with the energy of Jupiter, which is expansive, makes a person big, big, big. And then, in the negative, hysterical. It's too much going on. I hope I'm not hysterical. I don't have moon in Sagittarius, but still. So the problem is you're feeling humiliated and anxious about your credibility. Distress and confusion reigns, Sagittarius moon. So the solution would be treat life more adventurously, okay? Others more seriously and yourself less seriously. Oh, okay. Treat others more seriously and yourself less seriously, okay? All right. So, more positives. Sincere seeker, sense of mission, devout and concerned. The negatives would be offhand, non-committal, amoral and careless. Amoral and careless. So, the problem would be with that feeling neglected and pointless, okay? Others are indifferent to your predicament. I guess if you have an energy of just traveling and moving and going, it can become pointless because you don't know where you're going. You just want to go. You're just restless. You just want to go, go, go. Life is one big road with lots of signs. Bob Marley said that, okay? But you gotta have somewhere to go. You're not just going for no sake to go nowhere. That's no good, okay? All right, so the solution, the only point that life has is the one you make or discover for yourself. So you got to have some rhyme or reason to your life, okay? Or you're going. You got to be going for a reason, discovering for a reason, traveling for a reason, okay? So, more positives. Wise and understanding. You're a humanitarian, you're frank and outspoken. Or in a negative, you could become pompous and narrow minded, holier than thou, blunt and arrogant. Okay, yeah, we all know that Sagittarian energy is about that bluntness, just coming straight out, boom, with it, which can be harsh to most people. For us, it's normal, but for others, it's just being harsh and mean almost. So, the problem others feel unable to approach you and you feel lonely. Okay. So the solution would be learn to be receptive to others' feelings and viewpoints as you express your own. So you got to be open to hearing other points of views, even if you don't agree with them. You got to be open. This is just life. You got to be like that, okay? More positives. You're innocent, naturally trusting, open-minded, and optimistic, okay? Or you're gullible, naive, dizzy, and unreliable. Wow, you did okay. We know this. You can't be relied upon when you're in that negative, weird mental state. You're just you're on some trip right there. Okay, that's the moon in Sagittarius. I don't know if I feel like that. Maybe sometimes I do. Yeah, sometimes. So the problem is that you're feeling taken advantage of, overstretched, and out to lunch. You're overstretched and out to lunch. Oh my goodness! I'm pretty sure people would think that of you. You're gone. You are off the hook. So the solution is others learn to trust in life more by your example, as long as you get your facts right. Okay, don't be a liar out of, without meaning to be. You got to say what you really mean. Don't just be talking just because you like listening to your voice, and you're talking about stuff that don't make no sense. Okay. You got to be real. You got to come back down to earth and land, okay? So, more positives are you are alert, you're lively, you're playful, and you're generous, okay? Or you're idle, you're listless, you're silly, and self indulgent. That's the second time I've heard the word silly. Silly. All right. So, the problem is that you're feeling sluggish and tired, okay? And that life is just an unfair game and you're overweight. All right, been eating too much. Yeah, I can say yes to that. Okay. So the solution would be stir yourself and give of yourself and be the exception that proves the rule. Be the exception that proves the rule. Stir yourself and give of yourself and be the exception that proves that's backwards. Be the exception that proves the rule. What's the rule? Okay, I don't know what he's saying again, but it sounds good, okay? So, my people, that was nice, short, sweet, and to the point. There we have it, the Sagittarius sun and the Sagittarius moon. Beautiful energy, floaty and dreamy, and just, full of fun and just adventurous and all that good stuff. But if you go too far, you might just float away like a balloon that a child has let the string go of. You just go off. Even though you're a fire sign, you have a lot of just air kind of thing going with that. You got to be real about yourself. Okay. I feel myself to be real. I think that I have that because I am on the cusp with Capricorn. Okay, and Capricorn is an earth sign, so that goat has gotten his feet in there, in the rock. You are seriously grounded as a Capricorn, and I think that makes it hard for me to relate to this kind of stuff. This what they're saying about Sagittarius, especially a Sagittarius moon, because my Capricorn Saturn energy is very strong. Okay, in my chart, my Jupiter and Saturn are both in the sign of Capricorn. That's just the way it is because I'm a cusp Capricorn. Jupiter was in Capricorn when I was born. So that just makes Jupiter is not as strong in my chart as it would be for other people. And those are the beautiful aspects of being on the cusp. That's why I feel like talking about the cusp energies would be so cool. So, my people, yes, there you have it, Sagittarius, Sun, and Moon. I hope you have enjoyed this. I've done this. This is kind of intense, and I got to rethink about this if we're going to be doing it like this further. I don't know if we will. Because after all, I don't want to come off and be too much for you, too much, because then you guys will be so long. We don't want to listen to you right now, okay? So, my people, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all. Thank you all for watching. I still will be doing the others. We still got to do Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, and then we'll be done with the Sun and Moon. Then we can start back at the beginning again, and we're going to do Mercury and Mars, and maybe even Venus. Or we'll do Mercury, Mars, and then the next go around, Venus and Jupiter, and then Saturn and the outer planets. It's going to be wonderful. And so I sure hope that you hang with me in your convenience and check out these things as we go through this. By the time we are done, you're going to know so much more about yourself or whoever you are watching for. If your spouse is one of these signs, of course he is or she is, and you are paying attention to get a little bit more insight, it's going to be beneficial to you, right? All right. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, right? And hit that bell, right?